Hello, everyone, and welcome to another news story. In this video, we're going to look at the newest preview for what the Xbox Live dashboard is going to soon look like. I'm assuming sometime this November, probably with the launch of the Xbox One X. And I mean, I honestly have to say that I'm really tired of them redesigning everything. I would really like to see them pick something and stick with it and just make it work. But let's go ahead and look at this.
Will be rolling out to Alpha Ring Xbox Insider starting today. More insiders will gain access over time with general availability later this fall. Mike, thanks for joining me.
Now, one of the very first things that you'll notice is that the background and things are laid out differently. And I have to say that while I am tired of everything that they're redesigning, I do kind of like the way that this looks. You can see they got Forza Horizon 3 as a game there, and it's probably the last game played, and it shows it at the background, and it seems like it's a good representation. That's the one thing that I always did like when they have some kind of art or something on the screen for the game that you played. However, it does kind of make the background that you choose inconsequential, and you can see that they blurred stuff out for some reason. Or maybe that's just how it is. I'm not 100% sure yet, but let's watch and find out.
Thank you, Larry. It's always great to be here.
It's really exciting here because we just booted up the console here in the studio for the first time, and it's got a totally different look here. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, right when people boot up the console, they'll see a entirely different screen. We've added 4 areas on the Xbox Dash. The first one lets you resume quickly whatever you've been playing or watching.
Yep.
The next 2 will be suggestions.
So basically, these are going to be advertisements. They're showing suggested for suggested friends, and then, of course, a tip for remap buttons to get the most out of your controller. And then, of course, you can see the ad for Naruto there on the side.
Playing a lot of Minecraft, it'll suggest a friend that happens to play Minecraft a lot. Maybe they do a lot of DVR clips or they're broadcasting a lot. So introduce you to new people that play the game.
There's one thing that I've always noticed here, because especially they use Major Nelson's profile a lot to do this type of stuff. And he always has Halo 5 on the screen. There's always Halo there. And it almost just kind of feels like an advertisement, basically, for Halo 5.
And the last one is a great
offer from time to time. Don't miss out on these great anime deals. Advertisements. It's all about advertising.
Relative to what you're playing in games.
Now, I also noticed there's kind of this new strip at the bottom here that kind of looks like a most recently used list, right?
My Games and Apps, which is getting moved from the upper right-hand corner, which the last time that they did a dashboard refresh, they were saying, oh, it's right there on the top. It's right next to everything you use, so it's easy to access. Apparently, that was all a load of BS.
That's right. It has My Games and Apps, which is an app lots of people go to look at their games and their content.
That's their library.
That's their library. That's right. And so we put that right there in the forefront. And then the next 3 are games you've previously played or apps that you've previously run. So you can quickly get to those things that you do most often.
You'll notice the big thing here is they've gone from having a vertical list to horizontal. Everything got moved from, instead of being up and down, now it's from left to right.
Scroll down below here, we can see there's a lot of new changes. Tell me about what's going on here, because this is totally different.
Yeah, it's a complete redesign based on gamer feedback.
They've added more customization to the home screen, which is cool, but
we've heard for a long time now that gamers really want to customize home. They want to make it more about them. And so we've embraced that in a very big way with a concept called content blocks.
Okay. Now, there's a lot of different content blocks I've noticed. I see we've got individuals, we've got games. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, every user can pick the content blocks they want. Think of them as areas where if a user has a specific interest in a game or a friend or what's going on in the Gold Lounge, these are specific areas they can pin and will be updated multiple times so they can see the latest news on what's going on with their friends or their games.
Now, I have to say that is actually pretty cool. Being able to set something on your home screen almost as, they're turning Xbox Live into a social network, which was something I thought, I'm surprised they didn't do it on the 360, and I know now that they have, kind of. But this is kind of taking it to a whole new level. You can create a content block that, let's say you're a Destiny player or you watch a lot of streamers or what have you. You can now set all that stuff to your home screen, which is pretty sweet. The question is how often Are they going to be like updating all this type of stuff? This also really reminds me actually of the news section that's on the Nintendo Switch. You can go and follow specific channels and they give updates and stuff about the games. This kind of sounds like almost the exact same thing.
One thing I noticed here is I can also, this is where I can put my pins in. I can put a game that I care about. There's all sorts of customization options, like you said.
Yeah, and that's I mean, pins are what they are. I probably won't have any other content blocks on here other than just my home screen and the games that I have pinned, but
Yeah. So, for example, if you're a minimalist, you can have your home, and that's it. Or
oh,
your
well, there
home
you
and your
go.
Pins, and that's it. That's your entire gaming surface. If you're somebody that likes a lot of customization, they want to know what's going on with all the games they own.
Then, of course, you look at it over here, the Xbox guide button, they've redesigned that again as well. Again, they go from having things from up and down to left and right. And I mean, it is what it is. I just really, like I said before, wish they would pick something and stick with it.
friends that they have and what's new in Gold's Lounge in terms of the free games you can go get. You can create content blocks with all of that rich information.
Rich.
for people
You're going to
engage
hear
with.
this a lot. This guy loves to say rich content, rich information. And rich, that's a buzzword. It's a buzzword. There's not already stuff in these games. Like if you go and click on any one of these games that he has, The Witcher, Halo, Quantum Break, you click the like the hamburger button on the Xbox controller, you go to Game Hub, it's going to give you all the same things right now that is already like on this. Everything that he's talking about that's going to be accessing rich content, rich information, it's already there. It's just kind of easier to get to in a way. So it's just, I don't know, it's a buzzword. It's trying to make it sound better than what it really is, and that irritates me a little bit.
How do I add and edit these content blocks?
Yeah, so for example, if you want to add, I have you on my friends list. If I go to you on my friends list and I want to add you as a content block, I'd say add to home. And immediately that's a brand new content block. So I will see you, your avatar, what you're doing. I can engage with you. To edit them, just hit Y when you're at home and you can easily move them around. So you want to reorder them or you can change the blocks inside. It's a really flexible design system around choice of the gamer to make sure we're giving them what they want on home.
A lot of changes over here, but really, let's take a look at the new guide. That's exciting.
Yeah, the guide, we've made some changes based on feedback as well. One, we always think about speed and how fast a person gets to the task they want to do. Guide was created based on that.
I just want to just look at this. This is menus within menus within menus. This isn't simple by any stretch of the imagination.
The team's done some pretty big changes here to reinforce and make more progress towards those goals. The first thing you'll notice when you've used it, Larry, is probably just the tabs are now horizontal on the top.
Right. So we've got the different tabs. It's the same content, but the team has reoriented them, and it's really easy to go back and forth now with the bumper.
And you know what this is really mimicking is the Xbox 360's Blade system. Everybody that I've ever seen talk about the Xbox dashboard, whether it's in person or whether I'm watching a YouTube video or any videos online, everybody loved the Blade system. It was simple, it was organized, and they've been trying to kind of recapture that and mimic that the best ways that they can, when I don't understand why they just don't do that again. This is virtually what that is, just without the dividing lines for the blades.
You can also use the thumbsticks.
Yeah, and it's a lot faster. And so you just bumper on the controller to go over to messages, party, broadcast, settings, whatever you want to get to. And then we've also made it a couple of layers deep. So if you're in party or you want to see what your friends are online, you go to the friends, you click A, and then all the rich content.
Rich content, there it is again, stuff that you can see right now.
Up as well. And so we're adding tabs, which open up multiple windows in the guide itself.
So it's all about really getting to my content as quick as possible and also providing enough flexibility in the guide so that I can really do a lot of things from within the game.
Yeah, that's right. Keeping you in your game and yet letting you socialize as much as possible. So as this goes to the alpha ring, we look forward to seeing the feedback from people on this one. It's a very powerful tool.
Feedback.xbox.com, that's where the team looks, so that's really critical.
That's right.
There. Now, I want to go back to the dashboard. I noticed we've got some changes to community. Tell us about those.
Yeah, one of the things I'm really excited about was we've modernized the community tab.
And I have to say, this is really Windows 10 looking, and I'm personally not a fan of Windows 10, but
Go over to community and immediately you see a dramatic difference. It's laid out for mass consumption. You can quickly browse and scroll and see what your friends are doing, what game developers are posting on game hubs. Easily get to your DVR clips. It's something the team is very proud of, a very modern way of looking at your activity feed and socializing with the friends that you play on Xbox.
Of course, there's a lot of little changes there as well. We're looking forward to everyone on the Insider program taking a look at it and kind of going through and giving us the feedback, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Our filtering is based in there now, so you can pick and choose what you want to show up in your activity feed, but we're always listening to the feedback, adjusting the builds as we go forward, and so definitely want to get as much feedback as possible.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap this video up. Those are just my initial thoughts on the preview for the new dashboard. Some of this stuff looks pretty cool, but I really just wish that they would just pick a format and stay with it. Having a new looking dashboard with new functions every year, really, I mean, honestly, it's irritating. It's irritating to me. You look at PlayStation 4 and the layouts and everything haven't really changed that much over the last few years. Everything on that is really easy to get to. Nintendo Switch is very easy. It's a very simplified dashboard home screen format. And Xbox, they keep changing everything. And I know that they did this a lot on 360, but I just don't get why there is a need to change it. If you have a format that is, less cumbersome, which this kind of looks like that, but in many ways it seems way more complicated with menus within menus. And this video, I feel, is really disingenuous with this guy saying access to rich content, rich information. All that stuff is already there to find. It's just once this happens, you're going to have to figure out, you're going to have to learn a brand new way to find the content that you've already been using and looking at. But what do you guys think about the new dashboard update that is coming for Xbox One? Go ahead and leave your comments in the section down below. If you're new here, go ahead and check out some more videos. Leave this video a like if you enjoy it and consider subscribing. Every little bit helps. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining me here, and I will see you all in my next video.